Wednesday, and that's my time for the live show, Discovering Bigfoot Live. Not really. It's the director, writer, producer, person behind the Discovering Bigfoot movie, me, Todd Standing. Very happy to be here with you guys today. Looking forward to some amazing questions, as is always provided. I've been doing this show for months now. Hey, Dan, and I don't even have to prepare anything. I just have to come on the show and wait for these incredible questions to start popping up. Hey, Blue Star, good day, everybody. Because man, the questions that I get, so crazy week with me. Hey, Frankie. Um, I took a film crew out for a day, a whole bunch of people out into a Sasquatch habitat. I don't know if I'm really supposed to talk about it or not, but it was just a day out, and it was some really cool people. They were actually from Australia. I'll say that much. And yeah, it was a very interesting experience. Things are going good. Hey, Pamela. Hey, DJ. Um, I'm working very hard to produce the Discovering Bigfoot Research Center. So from Mario TV, saw a video where Bigfoot was talking like humans. Yeah, I've heard that stuff, and I don't know if I've heard that particular video. I've heard the Japanese kind of talk, and I'm really not convinced it's good evidence. So any recent sighting? Recent sighting of a hummingbird? Yes. It's spring here, and hey, Debbie, how are you? Really hard time. Love the shirt. Yeah, it's a superhero shirt. So hey, Rosemary. No, I don't have any evidence to substantiate the existence of dogman. I seem to get that question quite regularly. Attacked by Bigfoot. I really, um, I've had I've had my own report, my own incident where I believe. So this is a very cool incident that transpired. I was sneaking into a Sasquatch habitat, and I believe a bear was stalking in behind me, and the Sasquatch, who was the day watcher, maybe just let's say a 7'4", 500 pound, teenager male. I'm assuming saw the bear stalking me, saw the bear stalking in the Sasquatch habitat, and based on what I was able to derive, it was pretty clear that that Sasquatch whooped that bear's ass big time, like really hurt it. A teenage Sasquatch took on a 500 pound big grizzly bear and whooped its ass like it was not even a problem. I almost referred to it as like bear jujitsu, the way he just knew how to handle that bear. I mean, if you're talking that Sasquatch was about 500 pounds, approximately the same size as the bear, but a bear is a monster. They got these claws, they got teeth. They're so powerful. Like bears are strength when bear strength is just obscene. Like I had took a primatologist out with me once, and she was telling me that had experience with gorillas and chimpanzees, and the level of power that a bear possesses is just so significant. We really take it for granted, and to know that a Sasquatch was able to whoop a bear's ass, like that. And I've seen many examples of bears coming in around Sasquatch habitat and getting the hell out of there. I'm able to leave apples up and do things that I would never normally do in Sasquatch habitat because the presence of bears are so low. Hey, Amanda, how's it going? Hello, Frank. The skunk ape really is related to Bigfoot. Well, yeah, absolutely. I was in Florida. I tried to meet with the guy who was a local resident who had significant success allegedly with the skunk ape, but I wasn't able to meet with him. I think he was a little disagreeable to meet with me, quite 5 years ago or so, maybe more. And yeah, I realized that, if there is Sasquatch in Florida, it's totally different terrain, totally different methods of survival, totally different behaviors. Yeah, so it's going to be a very, very, starting from scratch, and I'm of course not ready to do that. So it's it's a different world there, and what they're going to do to survive is so different. So I don't know how else to explain it. It's changing habitats to study is a really big deal, and it's not something I'm at all prepared to do. So Pamela Hammer had a counter, had a rock thrown at me after vocalizations. That's fantastic. It's awesome, Pamela. You were intelligent enough and wary enough, or observant enough, I should say, to notice that. I think lots of people have those kind of incidents and just chalk it up to nothing and ignore it. So yeah. Hey everybody, many props in the How many troops are in the Nordegg area? Carol asks. That's a good question because I really like sometimes I'll go into the Nordegg region and I'll see signs of the Sasquatch right, you know, a lot of thought into it though. I think there's probably three. I think there's one right beside Nordegg. As always, I apologize. There'll be freeze ups and there'll be buffering and stuff like that. Stephanie Stroud, I wonder if are you related to Les Stroud? I apologize. Please be patient. I think the show is amazing and the questions are so fantastic. I really adore working with. Oh my goodness, it's just this is just an ongoing problem. It doesn't matter where I go. I always have this issue, and I'm sorry. Anyways, um, somebody just mentioned blimp drones. Would ever consider them? That's my dream. That's my goal. And if I ever got a really great TV show deal or a big movie deal or something amazing happened and there was funding like that, buffering Bigfoot. Okay. What person do you guys hope you got the blimp drone thing? I'm really sorry for the holy crap. If it keeps buffering like this, I'll have to just stop the show today. But somebody asked me, so I get a lot of people asking me about contacts in Quebec and stuff. I have nothing in Quebec. So, but I don't know. Go to the I have a website, discoveringbigfoot.org. Go to the forum and start talking. Just give me a little time to get organized. I have so much turmoil and crap going on in my life right now, and I have to organize people and get people that are working hard and doing stuff to help me. I gotta give them some more. I got to get more involved and do more work. And my life is just such a freaking disaster on so many levels that it's hard for me to keep things moving right now. I'm just really focused on expeditions. I'm talking to expeditioners a lot. I'm talking to people that are making donations a lot, and just getting my ducks in a row. Everything's just such a bloody mess right now. Um, But yeah, so let's continue with questions. Could there be other uses but guess work on structures on this time? Some observations, dwellings, markers. Yeah, the only thing I have on structures is response to a traumatic event. I think I've said that quite a few times before. So that's all I got, Lee Huntington, is just a response to a traumatic event. So I've done everything I can. We are discussing structures in the forum right now. That's awesome. Yeah, and there's some really cool videos about indigenous people having structures and having meanings behind them. But really, without the Rosetta Stone, without that interpretation, it's really going to be a lot of speculation. So yeah, no, I'm just really trying to focus on my research sites this year. So I'd like to mentor people. That's what I'm looking at doing. If there's somebody out there, I mean, I see people do really good. I'm trying to work that out with people. Have you ever heard of Bigfoot stealing clothes? Why would they ever? I just think Bigfoot fear technology. I've heard of them folding clothes and leaving them out, which kind of sound a little strange to me. But I just don't think they would have any real reason, unless they were pranking. I mean, I've seen them as pranksters and doing funny things. So, hey Todd, have you found whether or not Bigfoot is more or less favorable to or forthcoming to you without your? Yeah, I don't know. I have to find out, right? So, if you just refresh Todd, came up to one for a change 7.99, it was stream good. Why just stream? Like what the hell? It's got to be such a pain in the ass. It's so stupid. But again, ultimately, in the end, I do it because of you guys. I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to talk to you guys live like this. It's trees for. I've seen it in many trees and videos. Yeah, it's something to do with fish and wildlife. And when it comes to I don't do good tracking people because people are crazy. When I track a deer or an elk or even a Sasquatch, I can see some logic and reason of what's happening in a trackway. When I track people, it's like just crazy stuff happens, and it's very confusing to me. So, when you track and the movements and everything makes sense. When I track people, it's like craziness. It just doesn't make any sense to me, and I can't think like a person. Civilized people are weird and do twisted, weird things and are strange to me, and it's confusing. So it's hard to track people. So I don't really man track very much. I find it difficult. Well, it's easy, but in Larmain, Wyoming, have you seen it? No, I'm not really up to date with what's going on. like I said, I've been doing lots of outdoor stuff, trying to get my expeditioners organized, trying to get the research center organized. So Bigfoot versus grizzly bear, the most fascinating evening matchup in the forest. Yes, superior number one. A grizzly bear would have no chance against a Sasquatch. They just have bear jiu-jitsu. It's incredible how they just can dominate an amazing being. Like grizzly bears are incredibly, mind-blowingly amazing. I just have so much admiration for their abilities. I'm not a big bear fan. If that's, they're not my favorite animal, that's for sure. But I still admire and respect them. Either fruits or veggies you can stick up on a tree, animals are less likely to eat. Yeah, just the apples, it's the way. And I've never had them conclusively take them, even though strawberries are far more indigenous than apples, actually, especially in the research sites I go. There are wild strawberries, there are not wild apples that I have any knowledge of. So don't forget to hit the like button. You're cutting out. I'm so sorry, Carol. I love the live too, and it sucks that I'm cutting cabins or houses. Do you think the Sasquatch would take a boundary marker not to cross them? Yeah, I do. I really do. Somebody's really been paying attention. Northern Idaho Sasquatch has really been paying attention, because I've said that I think once maybe before about the X's, but they would really understand that and respect that. But yeah, I don't think there'd be anything wrong with it either. If you wanted the Sasquatch to stay away, I think they'd really respect that probably. I'm from Australia, and I think there are different mentalities from Yowies to Bigfoot. What do you think? Absolutely, Jennifer. I totally agree with you. There's going to be major difference between Yowies, Yetis, Sasquatch. Like if you look at the black bears in North America and the black bears in China, there's huge differences. Like they're very, very different beings. Even though they're so similar, I think they could interbreed. They're probably effectively the same species, but the habits are just. I was told when I go to China not even to, because I have the ability to read bears and deal with bears because I've had so much experience with them, and I don't think I'd be able to do that in China because they're so strangely different for me. They're alien, literally. They're just such a different. Not sure. I'm trying to get a hold of him. I'll be talking to him soon. I've been talking to him and Jeff Meldrum to. Here's some news. I'm inviting Les Stroud and Jeff Meldrum and some other amazing people out to the to Radium this year. So there you go. Offer to come on out. So I'd be very excited to do that. So let's see it. Look up the story of Osakan and its Sasquatch stole clothes from a trucker and brought it back to her in the cave. Yeah, it sounds, Blazes Silver, it sounds very interesting. My most recent sighting, I haven't had any since last year. So 2018, on my expeditions to Nordegg, we had some sightings that were pretty amazing. When you first witnessed a Bigfoot, how old was I? Not very long ago, 2004. So Phil, see, yeah, not long ago at all. I was certain Sasquatch could exist. Todd, you found a structure in the middle of nowhere recently. Care to tell us about that? I found a structure in the middle of nowhere recently. Whew, what am I forgetting about? When did I? Oh, yeah, sure. You're right. Boy, I swear, Amanda knows more about me than I do. It's something I'm very interested in doing, the bugaboos. And I saw tons of signs of Sasquatch structures, tree breaks. Yeah, it was just amazing. And as I was just saying, the structures I found in the bugaboos, gosh, I'd even like to find somebody locally around where I live to cooperate with me and send somebody off in the bugaboos to start doing research there. It seems like such a waste, but I'm so not interested in starting from ground zero with a new troop, because so much work. Sasquatch and Radium, they really know me. That's where Jake was filmed. Video, video 6, video 7, video 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 were all filmed there. That female's probably still up there, Jake from video 4. So, so I really want to commit to one spot and just give her. You know what I mean? There's a funny expression. Just want to kick some butt in one spot, and the Sasquatch were happening, and I just want to commit to Radium this year, and for years I'd like to commit to Radium. It's my dream to have data of where tree breaks are happening, what time of year they're happening. So yeah, I just want to make a commitment to one spot and just focus there, just like I just did with gorillas and chimpanzees and orangutans. I want to get to know individuals, and yeah. Hey, Bridget from Australia. Had a lot to do. I just hung out with Aussies all weekend. That was really fun. How can I help get involved, Sean? Send me an email. I'm sure Amanda's going to put it up here in a second. send us an email, northbigfoot@gmail.com. Go, make donations. That's a big deal. I'm going to really have to start focusing on that tremendously because through money, I can do research. And people, I'm Sasquatch researcher right away. Just with enough donations, enough monthly donations, I can do that. So, and that's just go to discoveringbigfoot.org and hit the donate button, and $20 a month does it. And if you can afford more, absolutely. And if you can't afford $20 a month, just help out in other ways. If it's tight for you, $20 a month, please do not donate. You can just do other things, share my videos, like my videos, you know. So yeah, that's what I'd say about. Dude, I need a phone call. Amanda may have told you. I get a hold of Todd. I can give $50 a month. Every penny counts for my family, but I can help. I'll need to speak with Todd. Well, you give $50 a month, even the $20 a month, Timothy. You get a conversation with me. That's for sure. So if you're on the list of the new $50 or 20, even I think $20 a monthers, I'm even calling them. Just be patient. I'll get to you. So go to northbigfoot@gmail.com and send me an email. So you're coming back, Fred? I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not worried about superficial stuff like that. Is so inconsequential to me. I'm wearing this necklace. This is a very special necklace. It's an indigenous native thing, and this was specially made for me to help get me some greatness in my life. So yeah, it's I'm hoping it helps out because there's lots of crazy stuff going on in my life. Todd will terminally ill Sasquatch segregate itself from the main troop. Sammy Chicken, crazy name. I have no idea. So I don't think so. I would theorize that no, family sticks together, but I have absolutely no idea. I think you have the advantage in radium. They know you. They like the apples. You're totally right. Carrots. I've never tried carrots. They don't take a lot of apples from me, so do carrots. If they were taking stuff from me regularly, I would do more stuff. I just haven't really. It's so rare that they take stuff from me. So crazy rare that when it happens, once if I got once a month, I'd be stoked. I don't get those kind of numbers. So, do you think most of them live in underground and are hard to get? No, no, I don't think they do underground at all. In the warm times of years, no. Caves, very likely in the winter. I assume caves in the winter, but I don't know. It's just a theory, and I have very little evidence to substantiate that. Luke Cullop, I don't know. So I can't stand. My teacher and friend, the late great John Bitternagel, didn't like taking something that's paranormal and adding a conspiracy to it, and I certainly don't want to do that. So, the guy from the channel How to Hunt? No, I think I've heard something about him though. Cool. He's the guy that just kind of stands there and points a camera at him and has his videos. So kind of like I do right now for the once a week. But these questions are amazing. Can't see anything actually nesting out in the open above ground. Yeah, I agree. Esoteric Wanderer. That's kind of a cool name. You're welcome, Timothy Purse, Sammy Chicken Todd. You're a lucky man spending the whole week with the Aussies. It was only one day. They'd adopt me as my own, I wish. Beautiful, looks like a beautiful place. I'd love to go to Australia. Really it was a lot of work preparing for the expedition, getting everything. It's hard. And film people, there's like virtually no chance in a 24-hour period you're going to have anything happen. And nothing really happens, besides, well, nothing. I just showed them evidence. Hey, Amy Amps. Hello, Timothy Purser. I can't give much money. Well, and dude, it's okay. I understand. Gosh, things are tight. Don't. It's all good. Don't give any. If you can't afford stuff, don't just do other things. Watch the darn commercials on my videos. Go to when you go to bed at night, hit play on my channel, and all the videos play. Just let them play in synchronous and let all the commercials play. I don't know. It's all good. I don't know. That would be something. Although YouTube, man, they're giving so little money right now. We get we get 400,000 plus views a month on videos every week, and that's like 5 million minutes watched for that. It's just like, whoa, man, that's crazy. I'm in such a low, blows my mind. But I'm very grateful for the exposure for YouTube, right? So they are so rich. YouTube makes so much money. They're so filthy rich. So when are you going to provide irrefutable? When am I going to provide irrefutable evidence to the world? Well, Benji, I think Jimmy Chilcott, Jeff Meldrum, the DNA is pretty significant evidence. I think the combination of that with sightings is pretty irrefutable, and people still refute it. So I don't know. I don't know. What more does the world want? What's it going to take? Do they sleep in the ground or in the trees? Both. Everywhere, wherever they want, whenever they want, it's their home. Do you think there's a relationship between Gigantopithecus and Bigfoot? Absolutely. I think Bigfoot is the descendant of Gigantopithecus. I'm strongly convinced of that. When Sasquatch makes tree breaks or creates structures, the answer, Jonathan, is both of us. Jonathan Velasquez. I've seen tree breaks that are clearly and structures that are clearly for people to see, clearly for humans, clearly not for Sasquatch. But I've seen the opposite. I've been way back in the bush, way in the hella back country, and seen breaks and structures that were definitely not for us, that were definitely for the Sasquatch. So yeah, it's both. So thank you, Amanda. How many times do I say that? Uh, Parkway Hippie, Stephen Halls. What we need are folks willing to research their local areas as well. Yeah, yes, that's what I want to do, dude. I'd like to have people take my evidence, my footage, what Jeff Meldrum's done, what Jimmy Chilcott done, what Les Stroud's done, take it all and use it as their own. I know it sounds, it's not weird. That's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of the documentary. You know, the distributors made a mint on the documentary. It's research in their area, use it as a teaching tool, using it as, hey, look what my colleague Todd Standing did. Took out a PhD and showed him a Sasquatch. Jeff Meldrum would be honored to have the fact that he saw a Sasquatch used to help facilitate research in Utah and Arizona and Washington and Wyoming and Florida, everywhere, right? So that's kind of what I really want to do. And imagine the amount of habitat behavior interactions with people would be able to comply to benefit the whole subject. Yeah, Stephen Halls, totally. That's what I want to do. It's just got to get freaking organized. And whew, my life has just been so devastatingly crazy personally right now. So yeah, I'm 59. I'm familiar with the forest people via my uncle and aunt and cousins that live in the Fern Ridge just outside of Eugene, Oregon. In Oregon, John Haas, man, Oregon, whew, that is amazing Sasquatch habitat. I've talked to and worked with I have colleagues, a police officer and a wildlife officer that had some incredible work going on there, and it ended poorly, unfortunately. But you've you've received any marbles by them? No, Tracy, no. Have you ever looked more into the mind speak aspect? Amy, I'm getting trained now by a mind speak lady. So that's a very important thing of what I do. I really want to learn and try to I'm not doing well with it. I'm very poor with the mind speak. I don't know if it's talent, but this is like Third Eye Spy. There's a movie about. I really want to try to work on that with me. I've been able to use extrasensory perception to find Sasquatch trackways, to navigate myself from one spot to another. There's just real amazing things that I have talents for perception, but it's not really good psychic ability with mind speaking and telepathy. I've never really had. Um, Testing a theory in an area is nuts as normal. Left with pile of those types nuts, see what happens. Yeah, you know, yeah, they kind of are. I mean, it's a hard road to get into, right? But yeah, I never thought of it that way. If you think the bugaboos are isolated, you see my radium spot. You see the Nordegg spot. I mean, the Nordegg and radium research areas are way more isolated than the bugaboos are. But I guess you could say that it is quite an isolated area. Bendinego came to Vancouver Island in 2015. Okay. Because they're environmentalists, have you considered gifting them worms? Oh, Daniel Young. No. Ooh, no, I don't. I wouldn't give them worms. I don't know. I wouldn't want to eat worms. Ugh. I wouldn't want to know that Sasquatch ate worms. I've considered gifting them like elk tenderloin or deer tenderloin, wild meat of some kind. I would consider that, but I don't know, meat. Just the thing is that meat has such a smell and it carries so well, and I don't think apples are so good for carrying of scent and causing animals to go crazy. So how is it that they only? So I just had an amazing question. Sorry about the thing there, the stutter or whatever. But anyway, somebody asked me why just one footprint. John Bendinego asked me that once. Two answers possibly. The first answer is it's not just one footprint. They were hiding their footprints. They might have taken a step on the ground, walked logs, or moved from tree to tree. I mean, there's lots of reasons for one footprint, but the footprint in my documentary was not a footprint. It was a foot stomp left, and it happened with Survivorman up on the top of Radium. It's happened multiple times with other individuals. What they're doing is they're leaving a mark. It's happened many times on expeditions. That's their mark in the ground saying, "Hey, Sasquatch was here." So that's their way of communicating. You know, guess what? We were here, and leaving that one blatantly obvious mark to it's like their territorial sign, right? Let them know that we were here. Let them know that if you're going to follow me this way, you're following a Sasquatch. So I think most of the time it's left as a marker, and the other tracks are just easy because they're incredible trackers. It's easy for them to hide their tracks. So, and I lead more heavily towards it being just a marker that they mind. So yeah, fantastic. Okay, so let's have a yes. Is Stephanie Stroud? Are you related to Survivor Man? Survivor Man has a daughter. He doesn't talk about her much. I know about his son. But anyways, it's part of the reason I've been drawn to Bigfoot. Saw your documentary; it's amazing. Thank you, Amy. I'm so proud of that documentary. I had to watch it 1,000 times to make it, but I'm really proud of that production. Um, yeah, I feel like just so many things came together for it. It was very exciting for me. And I want to do part two, and there's some good stuff going on with that now, some good talks going on with that. So my documentary at the end of 2017 into the beginning of 2018, Netflix gave me a call and they were telling me I was the number one documentary of all time on their network, and they didn't give me a part two deal. They told me to go make part and to go lose hundreds of thousands of dollars doing part two for you guys when you guys are making a mint off of it. And they just want impossible things, and I'm making crazy deals this year with people. People want new footage this year, and I don't know if I can get it. I don't have control over that. I'll go fight for it and do the best I can, but it's hard. It's really hard. I haven't got footage. Well, I haven't got footage in Radium or Nordegg, and it's been a long time. It's been many years. The last footage I got was in California. And who knew? Indian tribes have said when you receive marbles with them, you become one with them. This is what I heard yesterday. I was live with a chat when they received a black one, a very reputable person online. Well, you know what, Tracy? I'll tell you what I got. I got a pine cone once. I don't know. It's very special to me. I still have it. It was clearly, definitively a pine cone that was given to me by Sasquatch. It's just a weirdly shaped pine cone, and I keep it. And I really appreciate Sasquatch tracks were there. There was a pine cone on the rock where I had put an apple. So even I think that was the day an apple had a big bite taken out of it and put being the silver line or ribbon while tracking. No, Andrew, I don't know what you mean by that. I've seen breaks and perfect X's everywhere here, always by the streams of water, lots of streams through. Well, congratulations, Lewis. That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, nothing else makes tree breaks. So uh, unless someone's hoaxing you a person, right? But what are the people so afraid of Bigfoot? Because they're scary. I'm afraid of them a little bit because they can be really dominating. They're very powerful, and yeah, they're big giant primates that demand respect. I think they're pretty scary to me. Yeah, so we'll be notating on the first of the month. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Stephanie Stroud. Are you related to Les Stroud? Live stream in Pennsylvania. Do you know any activity and reputable researchers? I'll figure that out, Sean. Oh my gosh, I feel so guilty when people ask me that stuff. I want to help so badly. So skunk ape is what we call it here. You call it skunk ape in Northern Carolina? Huh. I didn't know that. So I appreciate what you're doing, teaching us, understand. Thank you, Carol. Um, I saw a video of a white Sasquatch in Pennsylvania. That's cool. And maybe it's real. I don't know. I don't call it one. My brother and I always watch your videos. You're the man. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate your support. No, don't believe so. So Stephanie Stroud is not related to Stroud. I'm sure I just would feel like a dumbass if she was, because I love Les Stroud and I don't know his daughter at all. Maybe he keeps his daughter away from me. I don't know. Um, I'm sure after the catastrophic event unfolds here, death, destruction, most life, aliens return. Yeah, that's lots of stuff. I really hope this planet makes it. I really, really do. Will males pee in an area to communicate territorial boundaries? I'm not sure about that. I think maybe Sammy Chicken, but I'm not sure. Um, okay, happiest wife ever. Hello. She's a happy lady. Good question, Sammy Chicken. Yeah, Sammy Chicken. The Stroud name goes deeper than I know. Oh yeah, it does. There's Stephanie Stroud. I never thought of a Bigfoot ever until last month when I heard one in my yard. Been sending them and seeing them, sighting them. Well, congratulations, Lewis. That's awesome. Keep us informed. It's encounters and you want to talk to us about it. So, Sasquatch have been seen in the logging areas. Do you think they are observing the environmental impact? Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I really think the environment, it's just scary what we do, right? What number is Jake? Jake is video 5. Absolutely. What if a fund me page to go on expedition in Canada? What if a fund me page to go on expedition in Canada? Well, my expeditions are going to get pretty full right away. I haven't really talked about them much, and I haven't really done a video or anything on them. But and I have so many people returning that I'm just going to get organized. I don't know if I'll have much space this year for new people on expeditions. We'll see how it goes. Actually, I will have some space. You just gotta, it's not an easy thing, the whole process with me. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, if you are interested in an expedition, do give me a call. This is a good time right now. Um, yeah, because there is lots of space for now, but I just haven't done anything. I've spoken to, like 8 people this year, and I've got 10 people lined up for expeditions. So with you being familiar with Bigfoot, do you believe Patterson footage, James Inman? The Patterson footage is legit, dude. I'm 99% convinced, and I only because Jeff would give me a little slap like that if he said I find to that footage. I just can't see how anybody could fake that. So it's real. I'll stand behind that footage, and it's real. So I think I've gotten 4 miles past the day watchers to their main area, and I think I was within 4 miles of their main home, maybe. I'm just speculating. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, and they don't want I realize they don't want them in my house, looking through my windows and messing with my family. So I don't really want to do that anymore. I think that was bad to mess with them like that. So Todd, you don't let others take your work. Todd, you don't let others take your work. It's nice to be on Netflix, but put it on a DVD and sell them. The research is so you. But you know what? You know what, Carol? Uh, the money just goes. So if I sold 100,000 DVDs, what's that? $1,000? That's basically over that, and they haven't given me $30,000. They just don't. It doesn't pay. They just the middlemen, the YouTube and the Amazon and the iTunes and Netflix, they just take all the money and keep it. So got a toy truck, no joke. It was my trackway. I always leave it my own tracks. Yeah, that's cool. If they left you a toy truck. So and why not do that? Why not find a toy truck, see it's abandoned for years and years, and so sure, return that to you, and that's cool. That's really cool. So thanks, Robert Queen, for your support. Um, PA has lots of them. Cool, Tracy. That's awesome. What do you think of the Colorado Bigfoot? Well, I think there's Bigfoot in Colorado. I'd be strongly convinced of that. I think it's gorgeous, amazing habitat, and I would absolutely love to go to Colorado. I've never been there, but I met so many people from it. I would love to do that, but I just can't spread myself thin. For me to go on an expedition to Colorado, let's just say ballparking, it would cost $10,000, and I could do 4 expeditions get for 1 week in Colorado. So what am I going to do? Spend 4 weeks here or do 1 week in Colorado? And you know what the answer is, right? And how irresponsible is that even to go and waste a week on a troop that I don't know anything about, that I'll probably never get any success with, or I can be here with a troop that I have tremendous success with. Be laser focused, right? So um, I live in Edmonton. I'd love to pick your brains. So curious, have so many questions. That's cool, Carol. Send me an email. North Bigfoot see what happens. I never know how busy I'm going to be or what time I have. So yeah, have the indigenous ever? Not that I ever know of. So I'm sure they'd be watching and very interested, but also the Sasquatch would be respectful of the the spiritualness of what the native people are doing, right? You ever heard any word on Texas area? Yeah. Hell, I was invited down Hans of Texas. I was in Bells. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. So disrespectful. Texas Rangers. There's a Texas Ranger that hand wrote a little pamphlet on Sasquatch, and that dude knew Sasquatch. So trip to New England? Oh my God, no. Aaron, I'm sure New England's a beautiful place. Wow, just total foreign territory, right? I'd love to help somebody in New England doing Sasquatch research, and I just know nothing about New England at all. I've heard of a lot. Carrie, that's cool. Humans are Sasquatch entertainment. Yeah, I like this Northern Idaho Sasquatch. Who are you? You say the coolest stuff. That's what I am to them. That's what I tell people, actually. I'm like Xbox. I'm like the movie of the week, right? I gotta be entertaining for my teachers to want to come around and the young guys to want to come around. I gotta, yeah. So, no fund me is to help you with money. Yeah, and I did a Kickstarter once. It was just, and I was in the news, I was in the media. I did a Kickstarter for Discovering Bigfoot, my documentary. I was going to give them that. I was doing like, buy the documentary for $20. And I had tons of support and the media. It didn't even raise like, it raised like nothing, like $3,000 or something. So, write a book. I would love to write a book. I, I have two, three books all halfway written. So it's just a matter of the time and the efforts and everything. And then, then you got to go to a blood sucking distributor. I had like Penguin Books dealing with me. I had awesome deals. Like the agent I was dealing with was like Steve King's agent. I was really taken very seriously, but so hard. Like dealing with Discovery Channel recently, and dealing with National Geographic Channel and history. All those networks call me. I talk to these people all the time. Emmy award-winning producers, and gosh, there's a producer that I just love to death and think the world of her. She won the Oscar for The Revenants. Mary Parent. Her husband is worked really hard to get a show deal with me and stuff, and I love those people. I think they're just so Javier Chapa and Mary Parent. And Mary Parent won the Oscar for Best Picture for The Revenant. She's a juggernaut. She can't get me filmed. She's enormous. She's huge. She was the president of Paramount. So I don't know what the little reasons are. It's very perplexing to me. I've dealt with the biggest names, huge, huge people. Like throwing names out there like that. I'm not making this stuff up. Like it's crazy that people, James Earl Jones and affiliations with Ryan Reynolds. I mean, Taylor Kitsch, all these people, and so much sunshine blowing up your butt, and it's hard to deal with, and hard to know where to focus your time on what's real and who's BSing you. There's so much crap out there. So yeah, thanks, Amanda. You're awesome. Carrie Morgan, I live in Huntsville area. Uh, that's in Louisiana. There of the presence there. Heavy, and I've been in Ohio. Yeah. So it's been a long time since I've been to that Ohio, Kentucky area. I just didn't see great evidence there, but that means nothing. That means nothing. I was standing on the shoulders of people that were not telling the truth. There was some fake stuff going on in the Kentucky thing that I dealt with that was not true, but that doesn't mean they're not there. So, in fact, I think it was a famous celebrity. I don't want to name his name, but I think I'm pretty sure he was from Kentucky, I guess. And he told me the reason this celebrity was helping me out is he told me this really cool story. He called me after I was on Coast to Coast AM, a very, very famous man. And he said he wanted to help me out with stuff. And I was like, well, that's why I'd love to help. And he says, I'll tell you why. Because a long time ago, I love this. I love the idea of this integrity. He said a long time ago, there was a sighting in the newspaper, and the man was like a local, and everybody was mocking him and making fun of him. This is probably back in like the 60s or something. And when the family when we got home, well, the whole family came home to have dinner, and everybody was kind of laughing and mocking, and they were talking about how they were going to mock that man and blah blah blah, and how it was so funny that he was seeing that stuff. And just out of nowhere, his dad stood up and said, I saw a Bigfoot, and Bigfoot are real. And he sat down and he finished eating, and this celebrity said, I'll tell you something. When my dad said something, he walked on water. He never lied to us. He never exaggerated us. He never deceived us. And the moment my family heard that my dad had seen a Sasquatch, I never questioned that they were real, ever. And I remember him saying, my daddy walked on water. He worked hard. He was a good, honest man. After my dad said that, we embraced the man that was being mocked and chastised. We supported him, and we knew the truth. And I'm here. My daddy has passed away, and I'm here to say, for my dad, what my dad did. And anyways, I have so much respect for that. That's the kind of people I want to meet. That's the kind of people I want to work with. Hearing stories like that about integrity and goodness in the world, it pertains to Sasquatch, and I think that's just absolutely amazing. So I'll never forget the walk when I had my sighting. I'll never forget the walk. Yeah, different than a human being. How high in altitude are you willing to track Sasquatch? Well, Michael, man, I get that altitude question so much. I just had it this weekend. I don't care about altitude. I'll go as high as it takes. I don't, the mountains aren't like Colorado high here in British Columbia and Alberta. The mountains they're the biggest in Colorado, and they go, the Rocky Mountains, I mean specifically, and they go all the way to Alaska, and they're the smallest in Alaska. And it's very linear. So I'm at the top of big mountains here, and I just do it. I'm not worried about altitude sickness and stuff like that. I just go do it. Nosebleeds. I'll let people that are out of shape worry about that stuff. I do whatever it takes. I don't worry about those kind of limitations. How far do I go? How blah blah. I'm safe. I don't want to damage myself, and I have a plan. I'm not an idiot. I'm very cautious with my life. My life is very precious to me. I want to live. I want to live to see my children grow. That's one of the number one goals in my whole life is to see my son, and my daughter grow up. And super, super important to me. So I take my life extremely seriously. Northbigfoot@gmail.com. That's the one, Caroline. You can send me an email there. Have you been to Hough Rainforest in Washington? Nia Bay. Loved it there. Loved it there. Man, I'd love to go back there. So you hear me talk about my son once in a while. I just adore that dude. I'm crazy about him. And he loves fish and fishing. And I was treated just never better. I was treated never better in my whole life than when I went to Nia Bay. And Larry and Analia took wonderful care of me. I have so much respect for those people. Uh, it hurts my heart that I can't go back there all the time. I had so much fun in Nia Bay, and those people are just amazing, amazing. I can't say enough good things. The people in the area, the locals, were just like embracing me, and they know Sasquatch is real. And I have nothing but just absolutely spectacular things to say about Nia Bay and the beauty of that area, the gorgeous wild beaches. I would just like to go back there on vacation. And I've heard, I've been treated. Sometimes you go to spots and people talk, and they don't treat you very good. They're not very good hosts. I consider myself an excellent host, a very, very good host. No one's ever, the Australian that came here when Jeff Meldrum, Les Stroud, all the expeditioners have taken out. Everybody is always very impressed. And as great as host as I've ever been, that's how I was treated by Larry Buzzle and his wife, Analia. Grateful to have them in my life. Hello, shout out to Nia Bay and all the amazing people there, and Larry and Analia and all the amazing people that I was able to meet there. I just can't say enough good things about them. They were just brilliant, amazing. Todd, the dollars are great, but I want to see the history books. Dude, Andrew, that's all that matters. Dollars are just like tools, you know? You can't take the tire off your truck without a set of tools. That's what the dollars all are to me. And that's all I want to. It's not about me in the history books. I couldn't care less about that. That means nothing to me. I just want to read a book about what's really going on with Sasquatch, how they move, how strong they are, how fast they are, how ascendant they are. I just want to read that book, and I'm not able to write that book right now because there's not enough information. There's too much unknown. I have a tremendous amount of knowledge and it's so superficial. So much more needs to be done, and I'm just so curious. Hulls on new CDs, I figure a documentary has restrictions, but if it's not under contract now for future discoveries, DVDs, then I say do it in house somehow, sell it. Yeah, you know what, Stefan? I just can't sell it. People won't buy it from me. Be on YouTube. If the meat's not at McDonald's, people won't buy it. I don't know. People are all about the franchises and getting it on iTunes and getting it on YouTube and Amazon and they take 80% of the profits right out of it. When you spend $1 to buy it from iTunes, iTunes takes 80 cents. It's terrible. Even movie theaters only took 50%. And these new middlemen that are out there, they're just sharks. It's brutal. It sucks for movie makers and beautiful artists that make incredible music. You just get so robbed, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, Bear, check a few more questions. You guys are amazing. Hey Todd, big fan. Please tell me if you're ever done any Sasquatching in Washington. Well, yeah, in chat I was just talking about Washington State. Done quite a few things there, but I just can't say enough good stuff about Nia Bay. So there's, yeah, there's lots of stuff about Washington State that I haven't really talked about. Just such beautiful terrain. There's so much research going on down there. So many amazing people. Washington is such a beautiful state. I'm just so in love with that place. It's gorgeous. So years from now, I can't wait to see the movie Standing Tall Among Sasquatch, how Todd Stanley's drive to be ignored by species recognition. Well, Graham, thanks. I'm not, once this discovery is done, though, I'm really just going to disappear in the back. I don't want fame. I don't like it. I don't want any. I just feel even my stuff is just like I stand on the shoulders of great men. I just learn, you know. So this discovery is really. I use this Sasquatch to help, meet people and raise money, and it's really about the Sasquatch, and that's all. It's just about the Sasquatch to me. So um, that's so important. I want the next generation to know about the species. I feel strongly. I just actually, I'm not going to lie. I know that this discovery is going to make the world. It's going to change things. So it's not just a minor discovery. This is a major deal. This is so big. I'm trying to do some stuff with Win Hoff, the Iceman, because I think he's got some incredible. Here's a thing for Win Hoff, the Iceman, dude. That guy's amazing. So I'm trying to get some stuff going on with him, doing some emails and stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. But like Win Hoff and what he's doing and he can do and how he can survive in freezing cold and his methods look really cool. And I think that's like something that's really world changing potentially and can really make an enormous difference in the whole world. And the man fights for it. And I think the Sasquatch discovery is going to be even, I hate to say it, but bigger than that. Just such a big deal. So the unknown, that's where else comes into play. If serious researchers can find a few pieces of this puzzle, then we can have someday to have a book that tells us a lot about them. Yeah, and that's my dreams, Stephen. I just love that. So I've seen 2 pics of decade Sasquatch shot in 1890s. Absolutely mind-blowing size. That's cool, Sammy Chicken. Those old photographs are weird to kind of figure out. So infrasound, Robbie Wright. Why do they use knowledge? I'm asking because it feels like it's time to watch deserves. They lost my senses, internal compass. Yeah, infrasound is real. There's so much that needs so many questions about it. But the Sasquatch definitely have infrasound, and they can knock your ass out with it. So they put that theory quite strongly. Klein time, Forks, Washington, Graham. Too late, you're already famous. Not really. I don't know. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to get out there. I'm not afraid to be famous. I'm not afraid of it because it just helps. It's kind of like it's just something that people. I see people that want to be famous, that want it, and I just like, what are you thinking, dude? Like I love my privacy. And Frank Chandler the third, you say can't wait to told you so. Well, that's cool. I don't feel that way at all. I'm never gonna be in anybody's face. I told you so or anything like that. I understand. I guess there's a little part of me that's like, hey, I told you so. Of course, that's a little bit in me, but ultimately, yeah, I just don't want to feel that way. I don't want to have those kind of feelings. I told you so. I'm just walking around. People are like flat earthers to me, and the Earth is round, and I know it's round. And I understand, though. You know what? Frank, I was that guy. It was like, there's no way Sasquatch could be real. So I'd be a hypocrite. To, I was blind. I was convinced they're not real. I went to prove that they couldn't exist. So I'd be a real hypocrite to I told you so people. And people are so, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. Most people are so civilized and so ingrained with technology that I understand their perspectives very well. And some people, Frank, they just love. There's nothing wrong with loving being a person, loving technology, embracing humanity. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The wilderness. So people are just different, right? Everybody has their own thing to play, and because I love technology, I love humanity, I love people. Hey, I didn't show you guys this. Look at this. I gotta show you guys. Isn't that awesome? Look at this. This is my brass statue of a Sasquatch. Look at that. Watch this detail too. Look how cool this is. Like, wow. You know what? Here, I'll even show you guys this. I know this is weird, but I've seen a Sasquatch foot, and man, does it ever look like? Can you see that? Where is it? See that foot there? Man, does that ever look like it? Like this is one of the most authentic Sasquatch sculptures I've ever seen. I just love this. The artist, gosh, is, I'll give some more information about the artist and stuff. I'm gonna start putting this out there and kind of talking about it a little bit. So it's heavy, got an awesome bottom. Isn't that amazing? Look how incredible that is. That is so amazing. So I think it's brass dipped. So what a cool piece of work. I just love art so much. Such a huge fan of it. What a teaser, huh? I'm not gonna tell you anything else about it. Well, I just want to get everything right. The artist's name and everything. I just so many crazy things going on right now. I apologize, but isn't that cool? That's so cool. Love that art stuff. And yeah, so much stuff going on right now. I'm so overwhelmed with all these things. So I've been it's been a good, awesome show, guys. Todd, you got to go on teaching tracking. Yeah, Andrew. See, look at this. You guys know better than I do. That's Andrew Todaro. It's like Todd with a ARO. And you're right. Maybe I would do that. I would love that. That would probably be that could be something I would do. I'm very attracted to teaching tracking. I teach tracking right now. Absolutely, Andrew. So yeah, maybe that's what I'll continue to do after. I don't know. Go out in the wilderness and just appreciate teaching about elk and deer and the plants and the animals. I love that stuff. So yeah, maybe that's something I can always do. Maybe I can do that now. I don't know. I just so focused on Sasquatch that I love nature so much. So there's so much now on Bigfoot, and you just don't know what to believe. I love your Netflix stuff. Thank you, Susan Page. You're so right. Isn't it confusing? Like who's full of crap? Who's telling the truth? So about 4 or 5 years ago, this is Brian. Findings blow my mind. Structures break arches right in the middle of suburbs. I got whistled at yesterday. 4 or 5. That's awesome, Brian. That's awesome. Bigfootencounter@gmail.com. Amanda's wrote it down here. Joe Rogan would turn that thing into a bong and sell it. Yeah, right. You're totally right. You're totally right. So Joe Rogan's a hater of mine. That hurt my feelings because I love Joe Rogan. I'm a big UFC fan, and yeah. So, anyways, we're just gonna wrap it up. It's so hard because you guys ask such amazing questions. How do you think different Sasquatch have different colored eyes? Regionally, I mean, yeah, I don't know, guys, right? Maybe, and I would just to finish that question. Sasquatch different colored eyes. I don't think they have blue eyes, green eyes like human beings. I've never seen anything like that. I've seen either what I've seen is from light brown and beans eye color being far different than that of a Sasquatch. And I'm glad you asked that question because I never really thought about that. Climate time, it's always going to be a buffering problem. We're just going to have to suck it up, people. I have Cherokee blood supposedly from my mother and my father's side. That's so cool, Parkway Hippie. I have some native blood in there somewhere too. Hey, Karen. Glad you finally made it to the 5 show. High five. Yeah, 5 digits. Cool. Thank you for your work. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. Y'all. Somebody just talking about, man, you have so many good questions. The buffering just going so badly right now. Somebody telling me about how the infrasound almost knocked him out. Yeah, I've thrown up from infrasound. It made me feel like I was spun around for 20 minutes, and it has. It's the infrasound from Sasquatch has. Well, infrasound from a gorilla knocked me out once at the Calgary Zoo, and infrasound from a Sasquatch has paralyzed me. So thank you everybody so much. Blue eyes is a recent human mutation. I didn't know that. Black fingernails, absolutely. Sasquatch have black. Yeah, black, but the scratches were kind of a gray. So thanks, Amanda. Very much. Sure. Amanda, thank you so much. Brutal buffering. I'm so sorry about that. And y'all take good care. And there'll be a Saturday video this week. I'm going to try something different with that. Sorry there was no Saturday video last week. Y'all take care. Y'all be safe. Thank you so much. Amanda says, what would I do without you, Amanda? Please like, share, come back next week. Thank you all very much for your support. Amanda, you're amazing. And we'll have a talk soon. Okay, Amanda? And yeah, good night, everybody. Thank you so much.